miraculous story of Jesus' birth, starting with the prayer of Mary's mother Anne, and leading to the greatest miracle in human history. Watch how God prepared everything from the beginning. Don't forget to subscribe to J.Chanel for more powerful stories of faith and miracles. Long before the birth of Jesus, in the holy city of Jerusalem, there lived a righteous couple named Imran and Anne. For many years they had no children, and their hearts were heavy with sorrow. One day, as Anne sat under a tree, she saw a bird feeding its young in the nest. Tears filled her eyes, and she prayed, "O Lord, grant me a child, just as you gave these little ones to their mother. And if you bless me, I will dedicate this child entirely to your service in the sacred house." God heard her prayer. Soon Anne realized she was carrying a child. She was filled with gratitude and made a vow to the Almighty. When the baby was born, Anne joyfully declared, "I have given birth to a girl, and I name her Mary. I place her under your protection, O Lord." From her early years, Mary was devoted to God. She was placed under the care of the prophet Zechariah, who watched over her in the temple. Whenever he visited her chamber, he found miraculous provisions, fruits and food not of this world. Amazed, he asked, "Mary, where did this come from?" She answered, "From God. Truly, he provides without limit." As Mary grew older, she was pure in heart and spirit. Then one day, something extraordinary happened. An angel appeared before her. With a divine message, "Mary, God has chosen you, purified you, and blessed you above all women. Soon you will carry a child, a holy son." Mary was shocked. "How can I have a child when no man has ever touched me?" she asked. The angel replied, "So it will be. God creates whatever he wills. When he decrees a thing, he only says, 'Be.'" And it is. Mary left her home, carrying within her the miracle of God. She endured loneliness, fear, and the judgment of people, but she trusted the promise of the Almighty. Finally, in a quiet place far from the city, Mary gave birth to her son, Jesus, the Messiah, the Word of God. At that moment, the heavens rejoiced. The impossible had happened. A child born without a father, by the command of God alone. Holding her baby close, Mary felt both fear and strength, for she knew this child would change the destiny of the world. This was not just the birth of a child. It was the birth of hope, mercy, and salvation for all humankind. Jesus, born of the Virgin Mary, was God's greatest miracle, a sign for all nations. Subscribe now to J.Chanel for more stories of faith, miracles, and the life of Jesus. Mary's trial. After the birth of Jesus, after the miraculous birth of Jesus, Mary faced fear, pain, and the harsh judgment of her people. Yet God gave her strength and a miracle that silenced every tongue. Watch this powerful continuation of the story. Subscribe now to J.Chanel for more stories of faith and miracles. After giving birth to Jesus in the wilderness, Mary sat beneath a palm tree, exhausted and trembling. Fear filled her heart. How would she face her people with a child born without a father? In her despair, she cried, "Oh, if only I had died before this, and was forgotten completely." But God, in his mercy, comforted her. A voice called out, "Do not grieve, Mary. Look beneath you. There flows a stream of water. Shake the trunk of the palm tree, and fresh dates will fall for you. Eat, drink, and find strength." Mary drank from the stream, ate the sweet fruit, and held her newborn child close. Though she was afraid, she felt God's protection over her. When Mary returned to her people carrying the infant Jesus, whispers and accusations filled the air. The people said, "Mary, what have you done? Your father was not an evil man, nor was your mother unchaste." Mary did not answer. She remembered God's command, "If they question you, say nothing. Simply point to the child." Confused, the people mocked, "How can we speak to a baby in the cradle?" Then, by God's will, The infant Jesus spoke his first miraculous words, "I am indeed the servant of God. He has given me the book and made me a prophet. He has blessed me wherever I am and commanded me to pray and give charity as long as I live. Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I am raised alive." At that moment, the crowd fell silent. Their anger turned to shock, for this was no ordinary child. This was a miracle, a sign from God. From that day, the story of Jesus spread far and wide. His birth silenced doubts, his words brought truth, and his presence changed the world forever. Childhood miracles of Jesus. Even as a child, Jesus performed miracles that amazed everyone around him. From speaking wisdom far beyond his years to shaping life with his hands, these signs revealed his divine mission early on. After the miraculous events of his birth, Jesus grew under the care of his mother, Mary. Even as a young child, he was unlike any other. His words carried wisdom beyond his age, and his actions amazed those who saw him. One of the earliest miracles happened when Jesus was playing with other children. He shaped small birds out of clay with his hands. Then, by God's command, he breathed upon them, and the clay figures turned into living birds, flying into the sky. The other children stood speechless, realizing that Jesus was no ordinary boy. Another time, when Jesus entered the temple, the teachers were astonished by his knowledge. Though he was still a child, he spoke of God's law with depth and wisdom that no one had ever heard from someone so young. The elders whispered among themselves, "How can this boy know so much without being taught? Surely this is a sign from God." Wherever he went, blessings followed. If someone was ill, Jesus would pray for them, and by God's will, they would be healed. His presence brought peace, and his words touched hearts deeply. Though still a child, Jesus was already preparing for the mission that would change the world forever. The miracles of Jesus as a child were only the beginning. They were signs of the greater wonders to come, proof that he was chosen by God, a messenger of truth and light. Subscribe to J.Chanel and continue the journey through the life, teachings, and miracles of Jesus, the Messiah.